Hey everybody, it's Jared again. Welcome back to Health 101. This is lesson 2, and today we're going to be talking about water. Now, water is something that we hear about a lot, and of course we all pretty much understand that it is important. Our body's like 97% water, and water, we can't live without water for longer than 2 or 3 days, but we can go without food for like 30, 40 days and still be alive. And so I just wanted to talk about water and kind of clear up a few things as well as give you guys some bonuses on that as to why water is so important and how you can actually boost your energy using water. So let's just go ahead and jump into this. So as I already mentioned, water helps us to actually increase our energy. And this is one of those things a lot of people don't realize, that drinking enough water on a daily basis can boost your energy levels. And a big reason for that is that our body is mostly water. I've already mentioned that our bodies are about 97% water, and so it makes natural sense that if we're drinking a lot of water, our body's going to be functioning more the way they're supposed to, and that includes energy levels. But one thing a lot of people don't know is that water makes up most of, or a large portion of our brains. Our brains are pretty much entirely water and fat. And so if we're not giving ourselves enough water, we're actually not giving our brains enough of the nutrient that they need to function at their ideal levels. That affects our focus, it affects our mental clarity, it affects our mental performance. Now, of course, that ties back to a lot of the things that we discussed in the last video, and you can go ahead and find a link to that right up here. Go there if you haven't watched that yet. Anyway, so drinking water actually helps our brains to function at their best levels because our brains, again, are mostly just water and fat. And so if you're not getting enough of either of those nutrients, and don't worry, I will be covering a video on fat here pretty soon as well, so stay tuned for that. But if you're not getting enough of either of those nutrients, that's going to result in decreased performance in our brains. And of course, if we have decreased performance in our brains, then we're going to slow down, and we're not going to be able to keep up with all the things that we want to be able to do, and that affects just our overall physical performance. If our brains are lagging, then our brains aren't sending signals as quickly as they are supposed to be able to the rest of our body, and it can make us feel like we're kind of in this fog or this daze, and we're just, oh man, how am I going to get over this and get over this hump, and it just drags us down and slows us down. And so drinking water on a regular basis and making sure we're getting the right levels of water on a daily basis really boosts our energy in that way. Now, another benefit to water, and why we should be drinking enough of it on a daily basis, is that it flushes out toxins from our bodies. Is that water, when consumed regularly throughout the day, helps to clear out our kidneys of a whole bunch of toxins as well as our liver. Now, of course, this also ends up tying back to energy levels, because when our kidneys and our liver are working really hard to flush out a bunch of toxins that aren't supposed to be in there, that's energy that's being used for an activity that we'd rather be able to have our bodies function or focusing on a different activity rather than just flushing out toxins from our kidneys. And so if we're drinking water regularly, the water helps to streamline that process, and so less energy is actually being spent there, and we can devote more of that energy, or our body can devote more of that energy, to things that are more important. So things like the test that we're about to take. Or maybe we've got a meeting with a client in 10 minutes and we need to be at our best mental performance to be able to do that. Well, if our kidneys are working really hard to try to clear out all those toxins, then that's going to slow us down, because all of that energy that's being used to flush toxins from your kidney, because you haven't been drinking enough water, is keeping you from being in your best state for whatever that activity is that you want to be in your best state for. So drinking water on a regular basis is an important thing there. A quick note on that, though. A lot of people think that checking the color of your urine will tell you if you're well hydrated or not, and that if your urine is clearer or much lighter color, that you're well hydrated. That's not true. That's a myth that we've kind of spread over the course of many years. It's a wives' tale, old wives' tale that we've adopted. What happens is, if we drink too much water in a single sitting, that oversaturation of water can't actually be immediately absorbed by our body, and so it just flushes all the extra water out in our urine without actually pulling any toxins with it. So that's why your urine ends up being clear, is that it's not that you've been consuming the right amount of water, you just drank a 40-ounce bottle of water in a single sitting, and your body can't absorb that much water immediately. So it's better to drink smaller portions of water more frequently throughout the day. I have about a 20-ounce bottle of water that I'll be showing you guys here in a minute, and I spread drinking that out over the course of 2 or 3 hours, and then fill it up again and spread it out over the course of 2 or 3 hours again. And that really works for me. I'm not getting up every 5 minutes and going to the bathroom. So if you find that you drink a lot of water, but you're constantly going to the bathroom to relieve yourself, reduce your water intake a little bit and really try to focus on just drinking when you feel thirsty, rather than drinking because, oh, I've got to get 40 ounces of water in me right now because I just filled up my water bottle. So drinking water on a regular basis, because it flushes out those toxins, also boosts our immune system, because as those toxins sit there for longer, there's a higher chance that those toxins are going to start mixing in with other things, and we're going to start getting sick for things. So drinking water on a regular basis and making sure that you drink enough water throughout the day will boost your immune system and keep you from getting sick as frequently. Now, another aspect of drinking water regularly is that it improves just our overall bodily function. Dehydration is one of those things that it can cause headaches and migraines, and I've known many people, and myself included, who have had migraines or headaches just because we were dehydrated. We didn't have enough water in our system. We'd gone, a whole day without even thinking about it, and at the end of the day, I've got this crazy bad headache. What's going on? Drink a few glasses of water, boom, gone, it's done. And that's a really big aspect of this, that we can avoid headaches and migraines. And really, of course, if you're in the professional world like I am, you don't want to have a headache in the middle of a client meeting or at a conference or something. That just doesn't work out for us very well, and slows down our performance again. And that's really what you guys are here for, is to hear how to improve your performance. So make sure you're hydrated so that you aren't getting headaches and migraines as a result of dehydration. Now, another aspect of that, if you're active, like I am, drinking enough water is going to help us prevent sprains and muscle cramps. Once again, our bodies are 97% water. So if we're not maintaining good hydration, then our muscles and our ligaments and joints and all that stuff end up being affected, and we have muscle cramps, we end up with sprains, we injure ourselves from something that normally wouldn't injure us. And I can speak for this for myself. I one time went on a relatively short run. It was a mile or two, which for me is pretty short. I run a lot, and came back, and the front of my calves were just killing me. I couldn't even, I didn't understand why. I'm like, I run this distance almost every single day. Why am I cramping up like this? And after looking at it, I said, oh my gosh, I didn't have enough water. I hadn't drank enough water that day, and my muscles were cramping because I wasn't taking care of myself. And so if you are an active person, make sure you're getting enough water in there. Again, don't overhydrate. Drink when you're thirsty, but make sure that you're getting enough water so that you can keep your muscles and your ligaments and joints and all that stuff in a healthy state. And then drinking water on a regular basis kind of greases up everything inside, so it helps us have regular bowel movements. If you're having trouble with that, water is really the first thing you should try to do. Is if you're only drinking a couple glasses of water a day, that's probably why you're constipated. But if you start drinking, 64 to 80 ounces of water a day, then you're going to see a lot of change there, and a lot of benefit to drinking water on a regular basis, and you're not going to be as constipated anymore in most cases, unless there's some other issue going on, in which case consult your doctor on that. But a lot of times constipation can be solved just by making sure you're drinking enough water. There's a couple added bonuses that I wanted to throw your guys' way as a result of this. And these are just things if you incorporate this into the way you drink water, it will just further improve the benefit that you receive from staying hydrated. So the first one I want to talk about is alkaline water. And I know alkaline water is a really big deal right now and kind of a hype word, but it is actually legitimate. If we go back to my last video and talk about hormone balance and chemical balance, a lot of that is related to our pH levels. So if we can manage our pH levels and keep them balanced across the board, that's going to help us with a lot of other things and just further improve the value of drinking water. And I know that a lot of alkaline water systems out there are really expensive, but there are some. You can actually go into a lot of natural grocery stores now and you can find alkaline water on the shelf. Or this is actually the water bottle I was telling you guys about earlier. It's called the Core Plus, and I'm not sponsored by them. This was just a bottle that I crowdfunded a few months back. And this thing, the filter inside the straw actually alkalizes the water as well as adds antioxidants and electrolytes to it. And this thing works awesome. I've been using it for a couple months now. I'm actually going to release a review of this at some point, but it's probably the easiest and least expensive way to get alkaline water I've ever seen. The filters, I don't remember exactly all the pricing on everything, but very affordable, especially when related to the like $5,000 giant alkaline water filters that people put in their homes, right, directly connected to their sinks and stuff. This does all of that, and you can just throw tap water into it, and it pH balances up to 9.5. So if you're looking for a really good, easy way to get alkaline water, check out mycoreplus.com. I'll put a link in the video description below for you guys. But that really easy way to get some alkaline water into your system. Another way to upgrade your water intake is to drink mineral water, and I really like San Pellegrino. Again, not sponsored by them. They just happen to be my favorite mineral water out there, and they also have the most mineral content in them. But drinking really any mineral water is going to have the same effect to some level. Mineral water kind of has a similar effect to alkaline water, helps to balance our pH levels and reduce acidity, but it also helps with just overall mineral extraction. Mineral water contains trace minerals that a lot of times we're not getting enough of in our regular diets. Now, I'm not saying you have to drink mineral water every single day, or if you just absolutely despise mineral water, don't worry about that. You don't have to do it. I'm just giving you guys little tips, little bonus tips here. But mineral water can help replace some of the trace minerals that we lose throughout our week. And I try to drink mineral water 2, 3, 4 times a week. I'm not doing it every single day. I'm not doing it every single time I drink water by any means. This is just helps boost those things, and especially if you travel a lot and you aren't really able to control the kinds of foods that you're cooking or that you're eating at home, then drinking mineral water when you're out on the road can help you a lot with making sure that you have some of those trace minerals still moving through your system. And then the last little bonus tip I've got for you guys is lemon water. Now, anyone who's familiar with cleanses probably knows about the Master Cleanse. It's a week where you just drink water with lemon juice and maple syrup and cayenne pepper in it, and you're supposed to like shed 50 pounds and all of your bowel movements are going to be gone from your intestines and all this stuff. That's not what I'm suggesting by any means, and I'll do a video on cleanses and explain to you guys why, but ultimately, unless you're a really experienced cleanser, that's not going to prove to be really beneficial for you, because chances are you're going to fail. That's what I did the first couple times I tried to do it, because I was not an experienced cleanser, and it's, yeah, not beneficial unless you really know what you're doing. But lemon water, or even lime water if you prefer limes, I personally prefer limes, with some cayenne pepper, if you just drink that in the morning, again, 3 or 4 times a week, you don't have to do it every single day, that's going to further improve your bowel movements, further reduce constipation. Something about the way that the citric acid in the lemons and the limes works with our intestines helps to push bowel movements out more quickly. But also it boosts your immune system. So if you want to further increase the effectiveness of water as far as boosting your immune system, drink water with lemon juice or lime juice a couple times a week, and all the vitamin C and all the other micronutrients that are found in those citrus fruits is going to boost your immune system even further. And if you can handle the cayenne pepper, throw a couple dashes of cayenne pepper in the water as well. The cayenne pepper just helps reduce inflammation. Inflammation is going to further help with reducing swelling in muscles or sprains or any of that kind of thing, and just again further improves your immune system. So if you can do that and handle that, go for it. I know it's weird. I love cayenne pepper, and I think it's really weird when I do that with my water. So totally understand if you can't do that. It's just another bonus tip again for you. So anyway, that's all I have for this video. It's been awesome talking to you guys. I'm really excited to keep moving forward on this. Please like the video and subscribe to my channel. That is a huge help for me. And if you're willing to partner with me financially, go to my Patreon page. It's going to be in the link down below the video, and just help me, support me with a monthly donation. That's massive help for me, and there's some great benefits in there for you guys as well. So anyway, great talking to you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.